It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
Breaking news that may destroy the entire corrupted, rotted, cancerous, syphilitic elite in our country. Donald Trump is suing Hillary Clinton over her debunked, fake, false Russia collusion allegations. This is breaking seconds ago. Donald Trump on Thursday sued Hillary Clinton and several other Democrats alleging the ties to rig the 2016 U.S. presidential election by tying his campaign to Russia. Acting in concert with the defendants, maliciously conspired to weave a false narrative that the Republican opponent Donald J. Trump was colluding with a hostile foreign sovereignty, the former president alleged in a lawsuit filed in Florida. Trump, who beat Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton in 2016, alleges the racketeering and conspiracy to commit injurious falsehood, among other claims. Trump's allegations in the lawsuit are undetermined by a 966-page report issued by the Republican-led U.S. Senate committee on August 2020. In the lawsuit, Trump is seeking compensatory and punitive damages. Trump said that he was forced to incur expenses in the amount to be determined at trial, but known to be in excess of $24 million.
It's gold.
And continues to accrue in the form of defense costs, legal fees, and related expenses. Here's what we know. Facts. These are the facts. Right now, Russia did not collude with Donald Trump's campaign.
Not once.
To rig the 2016 election. That was a lie. It's a baseless lie that was shopped around by some of the people serving inside of Joe Biden's cabinet right now, Jake Sullivan, the national security advisor. We know that they colluded with federal law enforcement agencies and federal intelligence agencies to launder this dirty trick around, and in order to slander and smear Donald Trump. This led to the Mueller investigation, which was a cloud over Donald Trump's first term. Many argue that Donald Trump should be able to constitutionally get 2 more terms as president because his first term was mired in such utter and abject defamation. They used a dirty document that was itself Russian disinformation given to us by Christopher Steele and his various contacts inside the Kremlin. None of it, not a single word has been verified or has been backed up by evidence. The Steele dossier. This is the dossier that was commissioned and paid for by Hillary Clinton and the Democratic National Committee. That was then laundered and shopped through, again, federal intelligence and law enforcement and the press. They call it the wrap-up smear, ladies and gentlemen. It's very easy to understand how modern Democrat operatives work. They create a falsehood, they run it through the press to merchandise it, and then they point to it and say, well, look at that. It's been reported. Nancy Pelosi literally talked about this. We can't play this clip enough. Go.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and if they see it's reported in the press that this, and this, so they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made.
And then, even more damning, is the Clinton campaign itself using the wrap-up smear as it pertains to the dossier on Donald Trump, essentially saying, I don't know where this came from. We're not sure. Go ahead and check out Hillary Clinton's campaign manager on CNN talking about the wrap-up smear that they were pulling on Donald Trump, trying to lie to the American people and saying that Donald Trump is colluding with Russia and is a Russian agent. This kind of stuff is so odious. It's so sickening to the soul. These liars, watch.
So I have to ask, what is the reaction of the Clinton campaign to these DNC leaked emails suggesting that top officials, including the CFO there, were actively discussing ways to hurt Bernie Sanders in the primaries?
Well, I think the DNC needs to look into this and take appropriate action, and I'm sure that they will. What's disturbing to us is that experts are telling us that Russian state actors broke into the DNC, stole these emails, and other experts are now saying that the Russians are releasing these emails for the purpose of actually helping Donald Trump. I don't think it's coincidental that these emails were released on the eve of our convention here, and that's disturbing. And I think we need to be concerned about that. I think we need to be concerned that we also saw last week at the Republican convention that Trump and his allies made changes to the Republican platform to make it more pro-Russian, and we saw him talking about how NATO shouldn't intervene to defend our Eastern European allies if they're attacked by Russia. So I think when you put all this together, it's a disturbing picture, and I think voters need to reflect on that.
What evidence is there that the Russians were behind this in terms of the hacking or in terms of the timing by WikiLeaks?
Well, we need to let the experts speak on this. It's been reported on in the press that the hackers that got into the DNC are very likely to be working in coordination with Russia. And again, I think if the Russians in fact have these emails, again, I don't think it's very coincidental that they're being released at this time to create maximum damage on Hillary Clinton and to help Donald Trump.
But it's a very, very strong charge that you're leveling here. You're basically suggesting that Russians hacked into the DNC and now are releasing these files through WikiLeaks to help elect Donald Trump.
Well, this isn't my assertion. There are a number of experts that are asserting this. I think we need to get to the bottom of these facts, but that is what experts are telling us. Experts have said that it is the Russians that in fact went in and took these emails, and then if they are the ones who took them, we have to infer that they are the ones then releasing them.
And of course, there's nothing but Russiagate and Russian paranoia for 3 freaking years in the opening of the Trump presidency, then the opening of a special investigation into Trump that cost hundreds of millions of dollars in total and definitely took the wind out of the sails of what Donald Trump might have had in his first years in office when he had a Republican House and a Republican Senate. These people were so desperate, they were so greedy, and now with the Durham investigation and with the indictments that will be brought vis-a-vis Hunter Biden's laptop, it's clear to see that the people who are actually colluding with foreign powers to rig elections are the Democrats. Bona fide. Take it to the bank. We hope that Donald Trump wins this, and we hope that he takes a pound of flesh, in the Shakespearean sense, out of the globalist elite in our nation who will do anything to try and slander and smear the voice of the people. They hate populists. They hate you. They hate your will. And remember, the crimes are always against you. I'm really hyped up about this right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, the crimes are against you. Whether it's Jussie Smollett trying to frame MAGA hat wearers as racist and homophobic and committing hate crimes, or whether it's Hillary Clinton creating a dossier about Donald Trump that is fake, that is not real, that doesn't have a bit of data. It was created out of thin air and perhaps even worse, created as a Russian disinformation vector itself to use against the American people in your vote. They hate you. They hated that you chose Trump over Hillary. They hated that you chose Trump over Joe Biden. And they will continue to slander and malign you and try and beat you into submission. That's why we must be strong, and that's why we must take the opportunities like this to rejoice and to say, good on ya. Sue the living fucking hell out of these people. Bring them down. And I love that this is going on in Florida. Remember, Florida is where some of the greatest lawsuits that have ever been decided against corrupt institutions took place. Florida. Hulk Hogan sued Gawker Media in Florida and was able to shut them down forever. Very similarly, Nick Sandmann has sued CNN. Kyle Rittenhouse is getting ready to sue the corporate press. It's time for accountability. God bless Donald Trump for this lawsuit. Good on ya. Bring it all down. We want this whole diseased church to come down on your heads. Boom. Thank you for watching. We are 100% independent news. Are you sick of being lied to? We certainly are. That's why we started this channel. But we can't do it without you. We can't keep going without your help. All we ask is that you click like and subscribe and share this video. It's free. And it keeps us going, it keeps us growing, it keeps us getting the truth out there to break the rotted corporate media infrastructure that wants to lie to you every single day, wants to corrupt your narratives, your truth, your story, and your very society. So support us by clicking like, clicking subscribe, and thank you, Patriots.